let's talk about the cornerback competition because it's bizarre too. Mosley or Verrett. Obviously, Akello doesn't have it. Tell him who the starting cornerback was today, Jose.
Jason Verrett again.
That's right. It seems like they really want to make that a thing, don't they?
They do. It's like they're giving him the opportunities until he really makes a case for himself. For the coaches just be like, yeah, it's just not it. But then I thought for a second it was going to be a Akello too. But I don't know. Maybe it's just because they know Mosley is the initial already starter, so they're just like, hey, let's just try to see if number one they can wow us, like Akello go or Verrett go. I'm just a little shocked that they're really like putting so much into Verrett because I don't know how many starts they gave him like before I got there in day 4, but I think they gave him like a start already at least before that. So it's kind of very bizarre to me that they're really trying to put their eggs more so in his basket than anyone else's.
Well, I think they want it to be him or Akello. I mean, Akello was a third-round pick, and Verrett was a free agent signing. Emmanuel Mosley's just not a throwaway, but an undrafted free agent. He's not someone they heavily invested in like these other two. And I think, again, when you have coaches who are picking the players, they don't want to undercut their scouting expertise. So
exactly.
If they said we should sign Jason Verrett, then they're going to give Jason Verrett a chance. And I got a conspiracy theory. All right. So you were there. No. So you were there on Tuesday, but you were not allowed to come yesterday because NFL Network dude was there.
Right.
Steve Weish. He's been there for one day, and he wrote that Jason Verrett has looked fantastic in camp. Now, the guy's been there one day, and he's not, trying to misrepresent what he's seen. The guy is very connected, and I'm sure he talked to someone, John Lynch, who said, Jason Verrett looks great. You should write that. And Weiss trusted him. But the thing is, he doesn't look great. He looks like Jason Verrett. We've seen Jason Verrett. He was great 5 years ago, but since then he's had a lot of injuries, missed a lot of time, and given up some big catches. Last year against Pittsburgh, just a few days ago against Brandon Ayuk. Look, if they start him week 1, they're asking to give up a couple of long touchdown catches in the first quarter before they bring in Emmanuel Mosley. And I have one last thing to say. I want to ask you, why do they disrespect Emmanuel Mosley so much? How many times did he save their season last year?
You have a
week
third
17,
hand somewhere? No.
The divisional championship round. I mean, come on. The divisional, right?
It's like, do they
win the division without him?
Maybe they're pissed off of 3rd and 15. I don't know. Or something like that.
True.
That'd be very petty. That'd be very petty because
that was his fault.
Yeah, it was. But Matt Mosley is the second best corner. Although if Akello actually got it together, I'd argue that he could challenge it. But it just looks like Akello can't string plays together. He has like those. Yeah. All right, there he is. There it is again. There goes bad Akello. Yeah. And then Mosley's just out there doing his thing. But Verrett of all people, like I understand, like all right, they want Akello to go because that's their guy. But Verrett was just like a throwaway signing. Like, hey, let's just see. Let's a wing it signing. They thought they were gonna get the same thing when they signed from him. The same thing they got with Richard Sherman. They thought I could double dip. Yeah, but it's like, no, you can just because you hit red on your last bet on roulette doesn't mean you're gonna get red twice in a row, man. Come on.
Right, that's the classic gambler's mistake too, right?
Yeah, that's exactly it. So maybe that's exactly what they did. They're trying to let it ride. So I mean, no, Verrett's does not look good at all. He's not shutting down anyone. Everyone's pretty much had their licks on him. If anything, Akello's made more plays than him, and then if Mosley goes in there, it's not like he's shutting anyone down either. But he's nowhere near making the bad plays like those two are.
The thing that's interesting, and you were at camp last year too. Compare Witherspoon this year to last year. Last year, Witherspoon looked great in camp. He was extremely confident. He didn't let anyone beat him, and he broke up a lot of passes. This year, it's like he's a rookie again. Like he has zero swagger on the field. And you're a former cornerback. You can kind of sense that. I mean, when he got beat by, he didn't even get beat by Pettis. It was just a long pass, and it's like, be a cornerback. This is your time. And instead, he just mugged him. It's like it's all gone. I thought it would at least come back in training camp. I thought he'd lose it midway through the season, but it's gone. So that's bad. The other thing, I think you noticed, I don't think much of Jason Verrett, but I got to say he didn't get beat today. And during that final drive when they had the first team offense against the first team defense and they needed to drive down the whole field, Verrett didn't give up any catches. Sherman did. Sherman gave up 2. Yeah. They were back-to-back, and they were for about 30 yards total to Bourne. And I think it's interesting that when Kyle Shanahan and Jimmy Garoppolo wanted to go at someone, they wanted Sherman, and he gave them up both times. We've talked all offseason, like, is this the year that NFL offenses are finally going to get bold and test him? It might be because the Niners did it today.
Oh, they definitely should. They definitely should. And yeah, you're right. Verrett wasn't really getting burnt or anything like that. It was just more like, just underneath, let him go, let him fly or whatever. So I mean, they're probably also maybe even Verrett a little bit is scared to really want to break on that to like how he used to do. Because he just probably doesn't want to blow out an Achilles again or something like that. That's probably entrenched in his mind or something like that. And Sherman, it kind of looked like he's just like, I don't care. I kind of got that just by looking from his body language. Like, it's like, try, like, all right, just throw it there. Because one thing, he's afraid of is anyone going past him.